weatherman?
It's like late 50s. All right, let's go check it out. Follow me, Chris. Look, Burroughs on the mailbox. That's the same as on the documents. Burroughs. American flag. That's kind of cool. Double security gate. Okay. All right, let's check out this Cadillac. Look at these bumper stickers. Nixon, Agnew, Ford, Dole. Nixon's the one. The Republican for sure. It's the TCB logo. It's Elvis's logo. Let's look inside, though. Look, there's a gun. Look at that gun. Look at there. There's another gun on the floor. It's like a Glock. Oh my God! Look, there's a 8-track player. Look at all those 8-track tapes. They're all Elvis. They're all Elvis 8-track tapes. What's that DEA staff? Maybe Dead Entertainers of America. Let's check out back here. Oh, look at all those bumper stickers. Bush, Kemp, Dole, Reagan. I'm getting very nervous. You think I'll just go knock on the door and try to talk to him? Anyway, give me those documents. Great. Hi, Mr. Burroughs. Mr. Burroughs. Mr. Burroughs, can I speak to you, sir? My name is Joel. I'm a documentary filmmaker. Sir, I just got a load of documents from the FBI in Washington, but they didn't black out everything. Here, take a look. I think I know who you are, and I'd like to come in and talk to you if that's okay.
Come on in, sit down. Tell me, where you from, son?
Originally, I'm from Tennessee, sir. Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
I was born in Mississippi, but I spent most time in Tennessee.
I'm pretty shocked. I'm pretty shocked to meet you, sir.
Well, son, I always knew that sometime in my life, I had a feeling that sooner or later somebody would find me alive. But I didn't think that after the age 75, this would be the kind of visit I would have.
It's him. I know his voice.
Sir, I just got back from Graceland. I'd like to interview you. I'd like to know the whole story about your career, I guess how or why you faked your death.
And if I don't do it, I suppose you're going to have a press conference anyway.
Probably.
Oh, Lord.
This is just unreal.
You know, there are good reasons why I had to do what I did, and why I haven't come back to my singing career and everything. I guess if I'm ever going to tell my story, now's the time.
How about tomorrow? I'll bring my film crew and we'll get right into it.
All right, son. Now, I'm in the Federal Witness Protection Program for reasons which I'm sure we'll get into. So I cannot appear completely on camera. Now, I've been trying to get out of witness protection for some time, but there are folks in high places who are afraid of me because of information I have.
Oh, blimey, this is just... Oh my God, go sit down.
She was the love of my life. We were very similar and understood each other. She also looked like Mary Marble. Anne had the greatest laugh in the world. She had magnetism and sensuality, and a hot acting career, and an ego. And she could ride a motorcycle. She was the female me. I was crazy about Anne, so it was a real toss-up between Anne and Scylla. But Scylla could not compete with Anne. She was just a young girl, never did anything in her life. You see, I never saw Scylla as a partner. I was raising her. My boys said I'd made her look like a Vegas hooker. After Viva Las Vegas, I told Anne I'd marry her if she quit the business. That I couldn't handle it if I saw her kissing another man in a picture. And I grew up on the Southern belief that a woman's place is in the home. But Anne wasn't about to give up her career. Meantime, Scylla complained about Anne to her dad, the captain, and he threatened to sue me. You see, he made me sign a contract to marry Scylla when he let her come to Memphis. The colonel said a lawsuit would look bad. So me and Cilla got married.
What about Celeste Yarnall from Live a Little, Love a Little?
Celeste was the one that got away. She was so beautiful. I got her cast because I'd seen her in Star Trek. And she looked just like Mary Marvel. She had all the sharp features, even had the red outfit. I fell hard in love with her. I asked her to come and live with me in Las Vegas, and she said yes. But then she disappeared on me.
Why do you think you never maintained a lasting relationship with any one woman?
Well, Mama and I had a very deep kinship. I'd lost my twin, and Mama had lost a child. I had an awful case of survivor's guilt, having lived when Jesse did not. So I lived my whole life just for Mama. Even after she died, I couldn't let somebody else replace her in my life. I mean, everyone loves their mama. But whenever I got too close to another woman, I felt I was betraying Mama. So I'd end it. Mama was the most important relationship in my life, but it crippled me in some ways. But you couldn't do it at that time.
How did you put the plan together to fake your death?
We came up with a fantastic design, just like Captain Marvel Jr. had done. Dr. Nick had a terminal patient with no family who was a big fan, and he looked a lot like me, my height, my age. So Dr. Nick suggested that we let him come to the pool house at Graceland to live. Then, when he expired, we could swap his body for mine. Dr. Nick gave him some cosmetic surgery, got him looking even more like me.
What was his name?
Roscoe Holloway. He was from Germantown, Tennessee. The only problem was Roscoe was heavier than me. He went about 250 and I was only 170. So I ate a lot of ice cream and fried foods, especially late at night. So we would match up when it came time.
How could you possibly pick a date for Roscoe to pass away?
August 15th was our target date because I had to testify for a grand jury against Frederick Pro. He ran Air Cargo Airlines out of Florida. It was a mafia front company for stealing aircraft. I had sold him one of my airplanes in a stink. Dr. Nick was sure Roscoe would expire in time, and then he'd keep him on life support. So we planned the body swap and everyone's job. On August 15th, I put on my DEA staff tracksuit. I testified for the grand jury. Then I went home. I went to my dentist around 11 p.m. since I wouldn't be able to see him for a long time. Then I got everyone out of the house. My cousin Billy and my girlfriend Ginger. She looked just like Mama when she was young. I called her Little Gladys. We went to play racquetball.
At what time?
It was around 2 a.m. Once we left the house, Dr. Nick went to the pool house and took Roscoe off life support. Then he and Joe dressed Roscoe in my blue pajamas and put his body in my bathroom closet. Ginger and I went back to the house around 6 a.m. and went to bed. After a while, I told her I was going to read in the bathroom. Then I took a sedative Dr. Nick had given me, and I went to sleep on the bathroom floor. At about 2 in the afternoon, Ginger woke up, came into the bathroom, and saw me lying there. I heard her holler to Joe that I had fainted. So Joe came running upstairs and put on a pretty good show and called 911. Then Dr. Nick came running in. When the ambulance arrived, I slowed my breathing for the medics. I learned that in martial arts. Dr. Nick ordered them to put an oxygen mask on me and fetch a stretcher. That's when we did the body swap. I got into the closet. Dr. Nick put the oxygen mask on Roscoe and set him on the floor. Then the medics came back and put Roscoe on the stretcher. Dr. Nick went along in the ambulance so he could identify the body at the hospital as Elvis Presley.
Tonight, August 16th.
Good evening. Elvis Presley died today. He was 42. His doctor pronounced him dead at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
What did you do next? What was the plan for you?
First thing was, I had to bust out of the bathroom closet because they'd locked the door on me. Then I went out the bathroom window onto the rooftop. The plan was for a DEA helicopter to pick me up. And I was going to fly to Argentina till things blew over, then on to Kalamazoo, Michigan. But the helicopter saw a television crew outside the gate and left. So I shimmied down the side of the house and walked into the pool house.
It is a scene in Memphis. Thousands of people milling around outside the mansion where Elvis Presley's body lies.
Was it part of the plan to have a public viewing of the body the day after?
No, it wasn't. As soon as my so-called death was announced, Colonel Parker got a call from Paul Castellano, who screamed at him, "This is bullshit." The colonel got scared and insisted on an open casket to prove I had died. There were no cameras allowed, but the National Enquirer paid my cousin Bobby Mann to sneak one in.
Now, at the public viewing, it was said you didn't look real.
That's right. The problem was, as Roscoe got sicker, then being on life support, he lost weight. Well, I had gained weight. So by now, we didn't look much alike. But Daddy remembered that Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in London had sculpted my head for a wax dummy and sent it for approval. Daddy still had the wax head in his office back of the house. So we glued on some sideburns and hair. I thought the hairline was too low.
When we viewed the body, his nose looked kind of puggy looking, and his hairpiece, something glued on somewhere. It just didn't look right. I just didn't believe it was him.
Another problem was Madame Tussauds had made a 25-year-old Elvis head, so it looked too young. But in show business, you work with what you have. Then for the body, we took a wax mannequin from out of my closet where I kept my costumes. And the wax on the body caused another problem. It was so hot in Memphis in August, we had to put an air conditioner in the coffin to keep the wax from melting.
Afternoon temperatures rose into the 90s. The scheduled viewing of Presley's body was delayed an hour. People began fainting.
So at the funeral, they buried a giant candle and an air conditioner. It took 9 guys to carry it. It looked a little suspicious.
Were there any other major mistakes?
Well, Joe was supposed to say I was found in the bathroom, but he mixed it up with an earlier story we discussed that I was found in bed.
Well, he was upstairs in his bedroom, and I went upstairs to talk to him. He wasn't breathing when I got there.
Was he lying on the bed?
Yeah.
Another problem was Dr. Nick had me fill out my death certificate in June. He was supposed to type it up, but his secretary filed the original that was in my handwriting.
What about the spelling of your middle name on the gravestone? Why the extra A, A-A-R-O-N, instead of just A-R-O-N, as on your birth certificate?
That wasn't a mistake. It was intentional. Who wants to see their name on their grave? I had no intention of putting a hex on myself.
Why didn't they drape your casket in an American flag as an ex-Army officer?
That would have been disrespectful to the flag and others who gave their lives for our country.
Anything else to add about faking your death?
Well, I feel badly to this day because, I know Roscoe was dying, but I suspect Dr. Nick may have finished him off to keep the schedule.
Memphis men were arrested early this morning on suspicion of trying to steal the body of singer Elvis Presley.
Paul Castellano got even more suspicious after the National Enquirer published the photograph. So he sent some boys to check out the body. They broke into the cemetery, but the FBI had it staked out. They gave the police a cover story that they were going to ransom the body. The charges were dropped to avoid a trial where people might ask the wrong questions. After that, Daddy had the casket buried at Graceland.
So how long did you stay in the pool house? In January of 1978, a tourist took an interesting photo of someone in the door.
Yeah, that was me. I was a homeless ghost for a few months. I just read books and watched the tourists. I didn't realize how much pain my death would cause folks.
I talked to him, and I told him that I finally made it here, and he had left me.
He did so much for us. We love him so much.
I didn't understand why people liked me. I mean, I hadn't done anything special for 20 years. And even then, all I did was sing. After that photograph came out, I left for Kalamazoo, Michigan, and started in the witness protection program. I worked at an old hotel as a desk clerk. It helped me get my confidence up so I could deal with people and not be recognized. By July of '78, I left witness protection and went back to work for the Drug Enforcement Agency. At first, I continued working on the mafia. I had Joey Gallo's brother on a wiretap threatening Bob Dylan. He accused him of getting Joey killed, and he told Dylan, "You better come to Jesus. For Catholics, that means you'll be forgiven if you apologize." But Dylan was Jewish and he misunderstood. So he went and got baptized and made 3 gospel albums before he came to find an apology would have sufficed. That's when he went back to being Jewish.
Why did you wear the Star of David? Also, your mother's original gravestone had it.
You know, I always considered myself as a Jewish entertainer. According to Jewish law, I am Jewish because Mama descended from Jewish females. But when I was growing up, my family told me not to say nothing because people in the South didn't like Jews. Even Daddy would talk anti-Semitic, and I'd get real mad. But I embraced many faiths. I certainly didn't want to miss heaven on a technicality.
Did you use any special disguises during those years?
No, not really. Everyone thought I was just a damn good Elvis impersonator. And protection of the U.S. government to do so. The U.S. administration has been preventing it because of what I know about Obama and Captain Nazi. But if Obama's not reelected, I'll do it.
Thank you, Mr. Presley.
Until we meet again, may God bless you as he has blessed me.
And may God bless you, sir.
It's nice to have a friend who listens. You don't know how much I need that at times.
Do you remember that we talked about live a little, love a little?
Sure.
Well, Celeste Darnell is in my crew. She's been here the whole time.
How are you doing, my little lady?
She's been here the whole time.
How are you doing, my little lady?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't believe it. It's really you. Oh, you look fabulous. I'm so happy to see you.
Mr. Presley, can we take one photo? Any final word?
Well, as I once said, without a song, the day would never end. Without a song, a man ain't got a friend. Without a song, the road would never bend. Without a song. So I keep singing a song. You want me to sing something? But now, after loving
How would you like to come to my recording studio? We'll make a record.
I've always liked challenges. You wanna be starting something. Mama say, mama saw, mama kusa. Mama say, mama saw, mama kusa. I would like to prove that I'm better than I was yesterday. Just take a walk down lonely street to heartbreak, 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 heart. In fact, every time I think that I'm getting old, gradually going to the grave, something else happens. So let's do it. For a moment, wasn't I the king? I've been gone a long time, but now I'm back. Elvis is back. You will know who I am. When that time comes, you'll know who I am.
Bobby!
Yeah, baby. I had a feeling this masquerade was over.
What's your favorite aftershave?
Brute.
What's your favorite book?
The Bible, of course.
Is global warming real?
I don't know. The last few winters have been very cold, if you ask me, even here in California.
Leno or Letterman?
Letterman.
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi. Don't you have a harder question?
What do you think the solution is for the Middle East conflict?
Folks in that part of the world need to solve their own problems, and we need to let them.
What do you think of American Idol?
Karaoke contests.
Fox News, CNN, or MSNBC?
All of them were full of ignorance.
Favorite food?
Mashed potatoes and sauerkraut mixed together.
What's your blood type?
O positive.
Favorite movie of all time?
Probably the Dirty Harry films.
What do you think of rap and hip-hop music?
It's not music or talent of any kind.
Do you think Paul McCartney was killed in 1966 and replaced by an imposter?
No, of course not. That whole thing was just a joke. British humor or whatever.
Any UFO connection?
It would be fantastic. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Lord have mercy.